Cub, amazing knockout, a walk-off third round knockout in a very close fight, bro. Man, how do you feel, man?
Fulfilled at the moment, that, that's everything I wanted, to happen. Just, you don't always want a war, but if you get a war, you want to be able to stay in it mentally and physically and come out on top. And I was able to do that. I'm 3-0 in Tampa, so they've always been good to me, and yeah, it was just an epic night.
I personally think you should be on the 3 fight winning streak. I thought you won your fight back in June as well. You had to be in amazing conditioning because I'll be honest, the pace early was starting to make me a little nervous for you, bro. What was training like for this one?
Yeah, so I got issues. I go down to the desert every Monday from my hometown. It's about an hour and a half drive. Me and a bunch of guys will jump in the car early in the morning, go to Indio, go to the boxing gym. I'd go spar 6 rounds, do mitts, and hit the bag, and then I'd eat a quick meal, and then drive straight to downtown Palm Springs, go up the mountain, and there's a tram that takes you up to the top of the mountain, and I'd go up to 8,500 feet,
Jeez.
go from sea level to 8,500 feet, and I'd do a 1.5 mile run, and then we would do sprints, at that altitude, incline sprints. And my oxygen levels were dropping into the 50s.
Wow.
And yeah, so I was trying to kill myself.
Well, it allowed you to go through hell, man, because you hit Billy Quarantillo with, I think, every straight right hand on planet Earth. Were you a little surprised that they didn't, I don't want to say they didn't phase him, but he was able to handle him so well early?
Yeah, I was. He's a tough kid. And, it kind of surprised me because I knew that he was going to slow down, like, physically. Like, his speed slowed down, but his pace never slowed down. He just kept coming, and I was like, man, this dude. And he was catching me. Another thing that's crazy is my face is fine, but I have, like, knots in the back of my head. Like, all his shots were catching me behind the ears.
Wow, man. It's amazing to me that you were able to, once you put the left hand in front of the right hand, it got him out of there. Was that something you kind of felt like maybe I need to add something to this right hand? Because that was the combination that eventually finished the fight.
Yeah, I was trying to be creative because my right hand was landing so much, but I didn't want to be really easy for him to figure out. And so I was trying to sneak in the right hand as many different ways as possible. And that last combo I hit, I do that all the time in practice.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was funny that I didn't even think to try it until the very end. But basically, it's a hook cross, but it doesn't really look like it. But I was throwing my jab out there so much so he would get that rhythm, and then I faked the jab, and he went to paw at it, and then I went around it. So I threw a hook cross, and it was textbook. It was beautiful.
Did you feel that was the money shot? It looked like a walk-away knockout to us, but did you feel that in your fist that was probably it?
Yeah, once he fell, I knew, and I wanted to, like, get in his face a little bit because I was, it was more of a me thing. Going into the third round, towards the end of the second and going into the third, I was starting to doubt myself, like, man, he's not slowing down, and I feel like I am.
Mm-hmm.
So it made me really dig deep, and that was kind of like, aha, I got you,
Definitely, man. I've watched your boxing develop, man, so much over the years. You have that, like, Bernard Hopkins, like, straight right hand. Going into the fight, because that's kind of how you fight, but going into that fight, did you know Billy would be that open for it, or is that something you figured out along the way?
Yeah, when I watched tape on him, he's a creature of habit for sure. He's tough, but I knew where his head was going to be. I knew what he was going to do, when you were talking about my boxing, something I've really been working over the years is once you kind of, I'm not saying I've mastered boxing at all, but when you kind of master the fundamentals, you look at all the greats, they all bend the trying to do for a long time, but bending the rules and switching stances and trying to have like a very unique flow style of boxing. I'd say if you ever see me hit the bag, I hit the bag more like, God, well, I'm blanking on his name now, the drunken boxer.
Emmanuel Augustus?
Emmanuel Augustus. I hit the bag like that, hands down, dancing, listening to music, and that's more my flow. So when people are like, get your hands up, I'm like, man, just leave me alone. we got 4-ounce gloves on. Having my hands up don't block anything. And all it does is help with kicks.
Yeah, this is what I do. Yeah, definitely. No, without a doubt, Cub. 41 years old. You're over 40 fights in your career. It seems like you're getting closer to the finish line, but you're not sure. What would be the determining factor, bro?
Right now, I just need time to think about it. I'm pretty satisfied, and my goal of, a few fights ago when my manager passed away, it really hit me hard. That was my best friend, and I decided that I needed to start figuring out what I was going to do after fighting, and I've really been focused on coaching, and I have a whole crew of guys that are just absolute killers. And, I'm always saying this, I'm like the 4th best 145er in my room right now.
Wow.
These guys are hard, man. And Danny Silva is one of the ones leading the pack, and I got other guys that are just coming up. So I really need to focus on them and help them achieve their dreams. And so unless something really excites me, I'm going to be focusing on coaching.
When I do a quick search on any social media app, whether it be X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Instagram, I'm seeing so many people say, if this is the end for Cub Swanson, he will literally go down as one of my favorite fighters. When you read or see or even hear things like that, if you don't see it, how does that make you feel? And what does that mean for the stamp and the mark you left on the sport?
I mean, it truly means a lot. I'm kind of like, I've always been a stubborn kid and wanted to do it my way. And I definitely have done it my way. I didn't have to, try to be somebody I'm not. That's very popular right now. It's trying to put on a persona. I've always just been me, and I'm glad that I made my mark on the sport, even though I never won a belt or didn't, do anything like that. I've always been a fan favorite, and it's like the rappers would say, I'm your favorite fighter's favorite fighter.
Facts. Without a doubt. Well, Cub, if this is the end in terms of your fighting career, because I know you'll always be around the sport, I got to shout out my man, Evan Showman. I think he linked us for our first interview in 0809. It's been a long, very fun ride, brother, and you deserve the best. Anything before I let you go, my man?
No, I just want to appreciate you for always, paying attention to my career and, all the fans. I love you guys so much, and, yeah, we'll see what the future holds.
Keep me in the loop, brother, and best of luck to you, whatever you do, my man.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cub.